Since Tyson Fury stormed the ring during Deontay Wilder's last fight there on Saturday, a lot of people are going to be asking how the two would do facing each other in the ring, which might happen during the later half of this year. Now, Deontay Wilder's main asset is his punching power. He's got freakish punching power, he's got a 97% KO rate, he's knocked out guys like Malk Scott who are in the top 10 currently, and he knocked him out in the first round. He's been up against guys like Duapa, who've never been knocked out before, even though he's been in the ring with guys like Erkin Tepper and Manuel Char, and Deontay Wilder stopped him in the 11th round. He's very dangerous as well with his punching power because he carries it right the way throughout the fight. Some big punchers are only dangerous within the first few rounds, and if you get through the first few rounds with them, the odds are you'll get through the rest of the fight. That's not true with Deontay Wilder. You've always got to be very careful, you've got to be a very defensively skilled and boxer, to get through a fight with Deontay Wilder. Because he's just as dangerous in the first minute of the fight as he is in the last minute of the fight. Deontay Wilder's other assets as well are his stamina. He's went 12 rounds with Bermane Sturvian before, and he's proved he can go 12 rounds, and he looked very fresh after that fight. He looked the fresher of the two of them after that fight. He also has the height and the reach to cause people difficulty. And obviously he's not going to have that luxury when he fights Tyson Fury. He's going to be in a very unusual circumstances for Deontay Wilder, being in the ring with someone that's actually taller than him, with more reach than him. Tyson Fury is very different from Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury doesn't have the punching power that Deontay Wilder has, though he still does have some power. The main assets Tyson Fury has is his actual boxing skill, his all-around boxing skill. I think is better than Deontay Wilder's, though a lot of Americans might disagree with me on that. And a lot of them have when I've looked through the comments section. But Tyson Fury he's a switch hitter, so he can fight in southpaw stance and he can fight in the orthodox stance. He's got very good foot movement, he's got reflexes there as well. His foot speed and his foot movement give him a very good defensive asset, as they do people like Wladimir Klitschko, who has had very good foot movement as well. I've seen Tyson Fury cornered, and the guy coming in to getting a big swing and punch with him, and just being able to get right out from underneath it and right around behind him to start fighting again. He really does have really good footwork. He's got good hand speed as well, which is more evident in the Johnson fight that he had. It must have been a few years ago now, but if you watch that fight, he has really good hand speed in that as well. So he's got the skill. He's very defensively minded as well. He knows what he can do out of range, as he's seen in the Wladimir Klitschko fight. So how would these two guys do facing each other? How would Tyson Fury do facing Deontay Wilder? I think for Deontay Wilder to win this fight, he has to knock out Tyson Fury. And I'll give my reasons for this. When you watch the Spielka fight there, the last fight that Deontay Wilder had, there's two things you notice. Is Spielka is the first opponent with a southpaw stance that Deontay Wilder has faced. And he had problems with that southpaw stance. And it wasn't just the southpaw stance, it was the combination of the southpaw stance plus the foot movement, the staying moving all the time, and the head movement. It confused Deontay Wilder. A lot of people noticed it confused Deontay Wilder. It made Deontay Wilder very inactive within the few first rounds. And everybody knows that's the one thing that Tyson Fury did very well when he fought Wladimir Klitschko. He went in there, had his jerky feet and style that confused Wladimir. He didn't know when he could throw a punch. He also had a lot of head movement as well, and Deontay Wilder does not like that. So having the combination of that jerky movement and the head movement as well, the fact that Tyson Fury can fight very naturally in his southpaw stance, that also gives Deontay Wilder problems. And the foot movement, and the elusiveness of Tyson Fury, and the fact that he's got more reach, more height than Deontay Wilder. He can just stay out of range, and whenever it looks like Deontay Wilder's coming in with that big punch, he can move out the way already. So if Deontay Wilder's going to win this fight, it has to be by KO. He's going to have to take a lot of risks in this fight. He's going to have to take some blows and be able to take him quite well to get in there and land that telling blow to knock out Tyson Fury. Because that's the main thing Deontay Wilder has. He's got that punching power, and he can change the pace of the fight at any time. He can either knock out Tyson Fury, or he can hit him with a shot that cripples him so badly that he can start landing the combinations and actually knocking him out. That's what Deontay Wilder has to do to beat Tyson Fury. He has to land that KO punch. Because we've already seen in that Spielka fight what Deontay Wilder's like against southpaws with a lot of movement, which is exactly how Tyson Fury beat Wladimir Klitschko. And the other thing you have to take into consideration is the fact that Tyson Fury actually outsizes Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury is 2 inches taller at 6'9". He's got a 2-inch extra reach at an 85-inch reach. I think it's the longest reach at the top level of boxing right now, and it's the biggest height at the top level of boxing right now. And this is going to be an extremely unusual situation for Deontay Wilder, because he's used to having that height and that reach to get, to stay out of range and try and use his punching power and just dominate the opponent. That's what Deontay Wilder's used to, and he's not going to have that. And he's going to find it extremely difficult, just like Wladimir Klitschko found it almost impossible to find anyone that can imitate Tyson Fury at that height. Because most people that are even Vladimir's height, at 6'6", are not very good on their feet. They're too bulky, they're too heavy, they're too slow, they've not got the skill or the ability to fight like that. So finding someone that's taller than you with that kind of skill and ability, it's impossible. There's only Tyson Fury with that. The best thing that Deontay Wilder can do is forget about the height and just try and find sparring partners with the speed with Tyson Fury, because that's what he's going to be able to, the only kind of sparring partners he's going to be able to find to imitate Tyson Fury. So this is going to be a very, very difficult fight for Deontay Wilder. He's going to have to take risks. He's going to have to go in there and just try and set up that big knockout punch, because if I see this going to a decision, I can just see Tyson Fury winning this very decisively by quite a wide margin. Now, a lot of Tyson Fury fans are going to point out the fact that a lot of Deontay Wilder fans are going to point out that Tyson Fury's been down against Steve Cunningham and another boxer as well, Paj, I can't pronounce it, sorry, but he's been down against him as well. And a lot of people don't know that Deontay Wilder's also been knocked down during his career. He's been knocked down by Harold Schooners, who had 17 wins and 20 losses. So he wasn't a very successful boxer at all. He had a feather-fisted 24% KO rate, so he shouldn't be getting knocked down. He shouldn't be knocking down Deontay Wilder, but it happens. The thing with Wilder and Tyson Fury getting knocked down is it might have just been them not taking the opponent seriously enough. So I wouldn't put too much faith on Deontay Wilder just knocking out Tyson Fury because he's been down a few times before. Wladimir Klitschko is just a big puncher as Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury managed to get through that fight quite well. The other thing you notice by watching all of Deontay Wilder's fights is when he was fighting guys below the top 50, he was knocking them out extremely easily. I think they lasted at the very most 4 rounds against him. He could just blast them out there. But as the fighters have got better, as he's fighting top 50 guys now, just top 50 guys. Eric Molina was just in the top 50, lasted 7 rounds with him, and gave Deontay Wilder some problems. Duhaupas was in the top 40 as well, and yeah, he went 11 rounds with him, but he had quite a solid chin. Sturveen though, he couldn't knock out Sturveen. Sturveen is the only top 10. Well, he's fought 2 top 10 opponents, Malk Scott and Sturveen, and he couldn't knock out Sturveen. And Sturveen's the only opponent that's been in the top 5. Sturveen was number 4 in the world, and I think most people rate Tyson Fury a lot higher than Sturveen does. Well, they should anyway. And Sturveen does not have the height and reach advantage, or the footwork or the elusiveness that Tyson Fury has. So it's going to be a completely different fight, and there's a very good chance that Deontay Wilder is going to struggle greatly to knock out Tyson Fury, and that's what he really needs to do. So the only way I can see Deontay Wilder winning this, if he takes a lot of risks and just tries to land that big tail-end blow to knock out Tyson Fury. Because if this goes to the decision, I can just see this being Tyson Fury winning by a very large margin.